The power of personal stories can change hearts and minds. It's about creating connections and shifting perspectives. ISRAEL-Is has created a virtual reality program allowing participants to access deeply personal experiences from some of those who witnessed and survived the October 7th massacre. With me to talk more about the project is the CEO of ISRAEL-Is, Aviv Kurnas. How can AI help create more understanding and empathy, Aviv?
So we actually, since October 7th, as you said, built this VR initiative that's called Be the Witness, and allows audiences around the world, in Australia, in New York, in Canada, to witness and actually be immersed into a testimony of October 7th. If it's Nova survivors, if it's hostages who returned home, if it's reservists who were fighting in the kibbutzim, and actually getting to know someone and not just hearing a number of people who got hurt on that day, but actually meeting one person and hearing their story and walking in their shoes. And that's what we did in this project.
All right, can you try to break it down to our viewers what an experience with the ISRAEL-Is could look like?
So, for example, we just took this project to the Canadian Parliament, and what it does is we brought a survivor with us. His name is Remo. He's a brave Bedouin Muslim police officer who was fighting at the Nova and saved more than 200 people. And his story is also being told on these VR goggles. And you feel like you're walking in his shoes on that day. You stand there on the grounds, and he shows you around, and you can understand what happened to him during that day. And then when they take off the goggles, the members of parliament, they can actually go and speak to the survivors and actually have a deeper conversation and trying to understand what they've been through and building empathy through this tool.
All right, and so what are some of the reactions that you're receiving from people who go through this and try the experience that you offer? Are you changing any minds?
So I'm actually happy to say that just a few days ago, we were in University of Toronto, and we just took the street in front of the main library and let people experience the VR without saying where we're from, just letting them have that experience. And we had many, many people from Lebanon and Iraq and Pakistan and Canada and the US and people from all different backgrounds trying it on. And when they took it off, in the end, they gave us a hug. They said, "We're sorry for what you've been through." They asked some questions. They asked about us being in reserve. They asked about us, living through this war. And some very important conversations were made, and we're happy to build those bridges. And it's one person at a time. But that's what this project is trying to do all around the world.
All right, and just shortly here in the end, what's next for ISRAEL-Is?
We hope to bring more and more survivors to share their stories in campuses around the world. We hope to have more and more goggles spread out around the world, sharing these stories to different crowds, Jewish, non-Jewish, and actually having people to understand what we are going through, what is the reality here, through different types of programs, and especially with our VR tool.
All right, CEO of ISRAEL-Is, Aviv Kurnas, thank you very much for coming on here and talking about this new project that you guys have.